Hi folks, it's Sven Jung back again, and this is Prop Chords to Hungaria. 1, 2, 3, 4. Starts with a little introduction, and I play this G6 chord. My middle finger is playing on the low E string, the G 3rd fret, the A string is muted also with the middle finger. First finger is playing the A on the D string, pinky is playing the B on the G string, 4th fret, and the D, which is the 5th, is played with my 3rd finger on the B string, like this. Then I move it up to this wonderful chord. Only 3 notes, could be A minor 6, could be A dim, or could be D dominant 7 with A in the bass. Depends on the perspective which note is the root, and so on. So I think in this case D dominant 7 would be the right way to name it, but A minor 6 is also absolutely perfect. So we got A in the bass, the A string is muted, then first finger is playing F sharp and the ring finger is playing C, and we move this up to the 7th fret to get E dominant 7 with B in the bass, or B minor 6 or B diminished, and then another fret to the 8th fret to get C minor 6, C dim, or F dominant 7 with C in the bass, and then we move it back. So and then the form starts. I change my voicing, I play the typical G6 Gypsy Voicing, which can play like this with the thumb in the bass, or like this with another 9 up here on the upper E string. And the notes are basically, my thumb is playing the root, G, then you can play with 1 finger or with 2 fingers in the 5th fret, D and G, first finger is playing B, and till that point it's the same notes that the bar chord has, but now we play the E, and we have the option to play with the pinky 2 notes, E in the 5th fret on the B string and A on the E string, or we have the option to mute the E string, which happens a lot. So, and this is why we can't use the bar chord. It really sounds different. Using the bar chord, for example, it's impossible to play the E. You will get the 7, and it's more difficult to play 2 strings with the 3rd finger than with the 2nd finger, because the 3rd finger is not that big. So this chord is really necessary. Then we move it up a half step to A flat 6-9 and back to G6-9. Then we go to E dominant 7, which I would play like this or like this. This is the common Campfire Voicing. It's just like a natural C chord. Pinky is playing the B flat on the 3rd fret. C, G string, E, C, and to move it up so that the first finger is the 5th fret on the E, pinky 7th fret on the D, middle finger on the G sharp, which is the 3rd of E dominant 7, and the ring finger is playing E. First option. Second option would be E dominant 7-9, but the difference between the normal jazz chord is that again with my middle finger I play 2 strings at the same time and place it between 2 strings. So I have the natural B, E, then the 3rd, G sharp, and the ring finger is playing D, F sharp and B. Then follows A dominant 7. Most common Gypsy jazz voicing is that one. Thumb is playing the A, 5th fret on the E string, A string is muted. Now if anyone asks, why are we playing an A on the E string and mute the A string? This is of course because when you're not playing A dominant 7 but A sharp dominant 7 or a G dominant 7, then the trick with the open string is not working any longer. The other reason is when we play a groove with a lot of dead notes, open strings are not a good idea, because when you release the pressure of the left hand, the open string will still sound, or otherwise you have to mute the open string with the pinky, which is a lot of trouble. So even if this is an A and then we mute the E string, we won't play the A as an open string. A string muted, and then the first finger is playing natural G, the third finger is playing C sharp, 6th fret on the G string, and the 5th of A, the E is played with the second finger on the B string. And then sometimes I split the bars up and play C sharp half diminished as a substitution for A dominant 7, with C sharp, which is the 3rd of A dominant 7, 4th fret on the A string. My ring finger is playing G, which is the 7th of A dominant 7. Then my second finger is playing the 9, natural B, 4th fret on the G string. So with A in the bass, we would now have A dominant 7, 9, and the pinky can play the 5th, or even 5th and root if we make a mini bar chord with the pinky. And then we go to D dominant 7, and this is the same thing that we had for the E dominant 7. And then comes the turnaround, the typical Hungaria turnaround, which is very nice. We play G just as a triad with B in the bass. So middle finger is playing natural B, 7th fret, A string is muted. The first finger is playing the root in the 5th fret, G. The ring finger is playing the D, the 5th, in the 7th fret on the G string, and the pinky is playing again the root G, 8th fret on the B string. And then we can leave the first finger where it is and just move all other fingers 1 fret below to achieve B flat diminished, with B flat, G, C sharp, and F sharp or G flat, however you see it. And then we go to A minor 7, which I very often play like this with my middle finger up on the E string, 5th fret, A string muted, and then with the 3rd finger I make a bar chord that covers the D, G and B string for G, C and E. But this time, coming from here, I play it with my thumb up the fretboard and with my first finger covering the 3 middle strings, and A string and E string again are muted, and then it's again D dominant 7. And then, while the form is going, you can play a turnaround like, or you could just play G. Sometimes it's better to play just the tonic chord, G and D, like instead of a whole turnaround. But that depends on the arrangement, and this is something that I would discuss with the band. Whenever you have your own band and you want to make your tunes nice, you have to talk to the bass player and make sure that you play the same turnarounds, because in a session it's not that it's you know, it's not a bad thing. I mean, if anybody is playing different turnarounds, sometimes it's hard to hear, as long as everybody plays the right standards, the right chords, and as long as the soloist is playing confidently over the tune, then it's not a problem if the bass player is playing G, B flat, A, D, and maybe the guitar player is playing G, E, A, D. You know, it's like, it's almost not to hear, you know, but if you have a band with good arrangements, you should take care about the turnarounds. So I played just G and D dominant 7, and then part B, this is an A-B form, and part B starts again with G6. It's the same like A. And in the introduction, I walk down the G. Here would be the E dominant 7, but I'm going like from G to G flat, F, and then E dominant 7. And then the ending is A minor 6, A on the E string, A string is muted, F sharp, which is the natural 6 of A minor, and the ring finger is covering C, E and A in the 5th fret. And we move it up to the 8th fret for C minor 6, and then we play the same turnaround. G with B in the bass, B flat diminished, A minor 7, D dominant 7, 9, and again G. And so this tune we got. And then we go to was Hungaria. Very short tune, but I like it very much. Hope you like it too. See you soon. Bye.